Hey everybody, this is Jonathan Mark once again, Hometown Historian channel. I wanted to give you guys a quick update. I had to get the cast put back on. They believe it's going to be another 2 weeks of healing, and then once it's closed, the skin's growing over the wound. Then they say another week yet to just let the skin get to the point where it's safe to have myself out of this boot. It was not necessarily the answer I was hoping for, but at the end of the day, it's the right thing because it gets this thing closed up. I just don't heal that quickly, is what it comes down to. So it's going to be a little longer before regular live videos are happening again. I'm actually going out today to a St. Paul's United Brethren Church. It's on Indiantown Gap land. One of our viewers is taking me out there, and she's gonna show me this place. You have to get special permission from like the Gap management to be able to go there because it is an area where I think they do. I don't know if you want to necessarily say live firing, but it is Gap land, so government property you're not allowed to go on unless you get permission, and she got all the permission. So there will be probably video out about St. Paul's United Brethren Church and Cemetery coming up here probably in the next day or so. I want to try to put out that video on my great uncle Harvey Goodling. I'm hoping today at some point. I'm behind on emails, way behind on emails, so I apologize to everyone that has been emailing me. I am going to get back on that, trying to do that today. The next couple of days, it's just this boot for whatever reason is like I joke about it's like dragging a dead moose around with me, but it just takes the energy completely out of me, and I'm just tired right now. So I'm doing the best I can. It's you guys understand, I understand, but I just want to let you guys know I'm not ignoring anyone. I'm not mad or anything like that. I'm just tired and exhausted. I am looking forward to going out today and filming at this cemetery, at this church. I've been looking at the Find a Grave stuff about it, just to refresh myself a little bit about this church in particular. But so cool. So everything's going well. Health is looking up. It's just one of those things. It's sort of like the lights at the end of the tunnel. It's just a matter of reaching that end of the tunnel, and then figuring a couple things out from there. And hopefully, if things work out and go in a certain direction, I'll start getting content out every single day. I just sort of, I will admit one of my many faults is I'm a procrastinator. I have the habit of like, I'll get to that and I'll get that done, and then it doesn't happen, and then I get overwhelmed because everything sort of builds up. So, but I do plan on trying to get that stuff maybe by this weekend, have everything completely caught up again with the channel, and start looking at a few of the different things that I've been talking about doing, and trying to get a lineup of videos that I can do here at home, because there really isn't a whole lot I can do. I have a couple of live videos yet that I filmed like 2-3 weeks back that I'd like to get on as well, but I have a bunch of research that I got to do with them, and one I got to sort of figure out how I exactly want to approach it, because it's technically on private land. It's right off the road, and I think via Pennsylvania law you have the right of way to go and visit a cemetery. But I want to be careful about that too, because I want to research that a little bit more. I actually might talk to the lady that I'm going out with today to this cemetery and talk to her about maybe she knows what the laws are in that regard, because it's a pretty cool story. There's two churches that were sort of lost at the time, called the Lost Churches of the Swatara, and this is one of them, and this is the second place, because the original place where it was, nobody really knows, and apparently there was a cemetery there with that church because it started back in the 1700s. It was called the Ox Head Church, and I would even assume the one that was actually named Church of the Swatara, which I believe was a United Brethren Church. That as well, I would assume, had a cemetery, but nobody really knows where the location was. It was somewhere along the Swatara Creek, but where exactly nobody knows. But hopefully those are some things that we can figure out. And then there's a number of different, I've been gathering ideas. It's just a matter of putting them together, editing it, filming it, doing the best I can with that, doing the audio, and then going from there just to start getting content out there again, which I haven't been terribly great with. But it's just, you're just sort of tired, you're beat, you have so much on your mind, and you just sort of phase off into oblivion. But we'll be back. It's just trying to get my step back and my footing and sort of get that momentum going again and go from there. But I'm not down or anything. Just sort of, you're just tired because it's like, oh, when's this going to end? But then it's just a couple of weeks. I mean, it's not terrible with the cast boot. It's just your maneuverability, your balance. My back goes out on me because I have that issue where my left side is sort of, especially with the foot, like there's no arch there anymore because it's my hoof. That side's about an inch lower. So if you see me standing there, you'll see my left shoulder is actually about an inch and a half lower than my right. So that pinches about the second or third vertebrae from the tailbone. It's pinching something, I'm assuming sciatic nerve, because it goes down the left hip. And my main issue is in the middle of the back there, in the bottom, because when it pinches hard, like your knees give out. And I've had once where I went down, but it was just like went down to my knees, so I didn't get hurt or anything like that. But it's something I'm always cognizant of because it's like, when the back sort of goes. I try to remember if I'm sitting on a soft or hard surface to get a pillow and sit on that because I pay for it for a couple days. And that's what I was over at my sister's on Sunday and had a birthday party for my brother-in-law. And we played Risk, or not Risk. My brain's not functioning here. We were playing Trivial Pursuit, which is a lot of fun. And then Cliff and I team up, and we won. But if I sit for like 2 or 3 hours on something hard, I pay for it. And so the back's a little funky because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this today, but the back's cleared out enough that I feel safe with that. And this cemetery isn't as bad as like some of them you'll have, like, because you have the subsidence, so you'll hit these little holes that you don't necessarily see. And if I go down, especially with the left foot, a little harder than intended, the back really pinches, and that's where if I fall and you're surrounded by headstones, I go down, boom, I'm hurt, and I got bigger problems than just the wound on the right foot. So I had to be careful with that kind of stuff. But anyway, so we got a bunch of stuff that'll be coming up here in a little bit. It's just a matter of figuring it out and going from there. But I want to say thank you to everybody as always. Thanks for putting up with me. I'm sorry about the delay and all that kind of stuff. It's not something that's intentional. It's just sort of stuff that happens with me. And as always, I want to say thanks for coming along, and we will see you all about town, and we'll see you on those next couple videos. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, I just want to say thank you for watching the video. If you could please like and subscribe. If you haven't already done so, that would be great. And we also have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram page. If you'd like to support the channel, there is a Patreon. There are ways of contacting us at thehometownhistorian@gmail.com, and also via mail at P.O. Box 143, Annville, Pennsylvania 17003. All that information is on the descriptions of each video and also in the about for the channel. So thank you once again, and we'll see you all about town.